Hey, what's up guys? This is the Abactor back again, and I wanted to make a video about essentially coordinating your usage of Illaoi's E with her passive tentacle spawns. And we're kind of going to do some geometry today with where you should be standing in order to hook your opponent correctly so that you can really capitalize off of uh, a good test of spirit and a good passive tentacle proc. So in this clip that I have here, I'm currently winning this lane. This is against, I think this Nasus is like D4 or something. And he'd been laning pretty well in general, but I've just taken too much of an early game lead playing Illaoi. So, again, what I want to be emphasizing here is like understanding where your passive tentacles are going to spawn and how you can exploit that. So something that you may not be able to see is off screen down here. I already have an ambient tentacle, so I know that I'm not going to be able to get this closed tentacle on this side, which sometimes I prefer actually, because this one is really easy to clear, whereas this tentacle position on Illaoi, your tentacles will basically spawn in one of a couple option of spots every game. There's one here, there's one around here, there's one on the tower, there's one here, and there's one around here, if I remember correctly. So the way that your tentacles work is they generally won't spawn very close to each other. There are multiple spots on the same wall that can essentially block each other. So if you have a tentacle here, it's really unlikely that you'll be able to spawn one on this side. And in this game, I know that I have a tentacle in the river, so I won't be getting this close one. And the second that my Illaoi passive comes up, I know that this tentacle is going to be the one that's going to spawn, because I'm not really close enough to aggro this part of the wall, and I'm essentially blocked by this top location to be able to spawn this tentacle here. The first place where you walk close to on Illaoi is going to be the place where that tentacle is going to spawn. So in the middle of this laning phase, I know that this tentacle is going to be the one that's here. And for that reason, that's why I'm hugging this wall closest to it rather than the bot side trying to get this CS. I'm going to leave it here for my Q, or for, potentially go and walk through him with my W to try to pick it up. But I'm going to be staying where I'm strongest, which is right next to this tentacle. And because this is here, this is one of the best times for me to be landing a Test of Spirit. So the second he presents himself, I know that this is essentially a free kill. And the reason for that is, with this spirit on the field, in range of this ambient tentacle, you as an Illaoi player should understand that this is a guaranteed triple tentacle proc just onto the Test of Spirit. And the reason for that is you've pulled it in range of this ambient tentacle, so you'll see the first tentacle flame is already rearing up, and in addition to that, you get to land a 2-man ultimate, which will be what I would call a quote-unquote fast ultimate, which is when you ultimate with a tentacle proc condition already live. So in this case, there's a spirit on the field. Another example of a fast ultimate, quote-unquote, is if your opponent is already vesseled, you can basically flash ult and the ult will already come down. So I know that I'm going to get a fast ult off here and instantly get 2 procs onto this vessel. So even if I don't kill the Nasus, I know that it's going to be worth it, because he will be vesseled, and I'll still have some time on my ultimate to push the lane and get ready to dive him if he doesn't die. So I'll just let the clip play through. He gets really close to dying. But luckily, with kind of the last half second of my ultimate, I get one more fast tentacle proc from an invulnerable tentacle, and I'm able to kill him. So that's one example of when your location should inform how strong your ultimate is going to be. In addition to that, something I didn't really mention that I wanted to is this tentacle is essentially in line with the vessel that you pull and the nasus. If, for example, the nasus was hovering this side of the wall, I would want to pull standing from this direction so that the tentacle slam is in line with the enemy champion. So before I ulted, I tried to put myself in line 1, 2, 3 with myself, the nasus, and the spirit. So I have one more clip from the same game, and I feel bad using it because I am really strong in this clip, and my mid is 2-0, and their mid is 0-2. But at the same time, it is a really good example of passive usage, so I wanted to talk about it. So in this clip, the thing that you want to be paying attention to is that she just killed this passive tentacle over here, and I've been in mid lane for maybe 10 seconds. I just walked up and I told the Syndra that I'm ready to dive this Cassio, and so I've been in the lane for a while, so I know that with this tentacle up, none of my other tentacles are gonna spawn. So the first thing that I do when she kills this tentacle is I really want that one there. So what I do is I back away from all other tentacle spawns. So I'm walking up into the turret, and the reason that I hook her is because there's the only location that this tentacle can spawn from my passive is on the place where she just killed it. When she killed that tentacle, I currently had a passive tentacle essentially in inventory as Illaoi. And when that happens, everyone kind of knows what this feels like when someone will kill a tentacle and a new one will immediately respawn, and I know that's what's going to happen here. So I get to take advantage of that in this situation. And knowing that passive is dead, me landing this hook means that I know that there's a free tentacle slam that's going to come down onto it. So there it is, right there. In addition to that, at this point, I've already decided that this is enough for me to dive her. And the reason for that is, A, she took a double Q, which is a ton of damage, and B, it's because, again, I get a free double proc off onto this test of spirit, because she has no way to essentially hit me fast enough to make the test of spirit go away. So I get this first free tentacle slam to come down that I was expecting. And in addition to that, when I pulled this flash ult off, not only do I get 2 tentacles that spawn up and will immediately slam down onto her test of spirit, I know that it's going to essentially refresh this passive tentacle's aggro onto the test of spirit. So again, that's 2 guaranteed slams onto the vessel, and for how fed I am, I basically know that that's going to be enough to vessel her and again re-aggro her if she doesn't die from the ambient tentacle. So here it comes, and it comes down, and it's by far enough, plenty of damage to kill that Cassio who's really behind. Yeah, I hope that this helped you guys understand how tentacles work a little bit more. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Bye.